Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Allison and I have a new scrapbook layout to share with you today. This layout is another pandemic layout, but this one is about my personal thoughts about the pandemic. I thought speech bubbles would work really well to highlight that theme, and I also decided to pull out one of my embossing folders and emboss some of the speech bubbles that I cut with my Cricut. There are multiple speech bubbles. This one is the largest one. The title is going to be layered over top of it. I was just trying to figure out the placement of it. I wanted to be sure that it would be centered on the speech bubble, and I wanted to make note of what letters actually sat on it to put glue on it so that I don't glue the rest of the title to the layout base. I also decided to stamp some of the speech bubbles as well. I had thought about doing like third generation stamping on these little guys as well, but with the lighter colors I found it didn't work so well, so I just stuck to your first generation single stamping instead, which is fine. I just wanted some designs on them without actually using pattern paper. I also stuck with a tone-on-tone style of stamping as well. So I used pink on the pink paper and obviously green on the green paper. The background is where I decided to add some of the third generation stamping. But I found as I was stamping, the third generation didn't show up at all on the mixed media background. So it's really just second generation stamping. The mixed media in the background is actually Distress Oxide Spray by Tim Holtz. So I sprayed it in the two places that I wanted the title, which is down at the bottom of the layout, and then at the top some more embellishments are going to go there as well. And actually I added some hand stitching to the top left and the bottom right of the layout as well, just to help frame the layout and contain everything within those brackets, quote unquote. Without having to mat paper, this is a really neat way to create the matte look without using another sheet of pattern paper or cardstock. Food for thought. So some more of those little speech bubbles that I cut is going next to the picture of myself. It's printed at 2 by 2 inches, and then I matted it to some white cardstock. I'm just adding a tiny little arrow on top of the two little speech bubbles. Later on in the video, I actually end up moving the green speech bubble and taking that little white arrow off of it because I want to add a Tim Holtz phrase sticker as well. But the placement wasn't totally right, so I took them off, readjusted them, and then I got my Tim Holtz phrase sticker on top of it. I used some really old alpha stickers from my stash. I couldn't tell you who they're from. I want to say Echo Park, but I could be wrong. To add my subtitle, which is the entire title is My Thoughts. And then I stamped the rest of the title. Actually, it's not the whole title. The whole title is My Thoughts on the Subject. And I used a mixture of fonts and alphas. So I used some sticker letters, I used die cuts, and then I stamped the subtitle, which is On the Subject. And I just used a stamp that I had in my stash to do that with black ink. There's a couple more word bubbles. I'm using craft foam to pop some of them up. I did that with the large blue one down at the bottom, and I'm also doing that obviously with this green one as well. The pink bubble that it's going to be paired with will be taped directly to the layout base. Going back to the mixed media, I wanted to add a couple layers of the spray. I used some really old alpha stickers from my stash. I couldn't tell you who they're from. I want to say Echo Park, but I could be wrong. To add my So I dried it in between the first application and then after the second application. And then I sprayed a little bit of water from a spray bottle over top of it and used a paper towel to dab it up to give it the oxidation look that is so popular with the Distress Oxides inks. I got this particular ink from Paper Issues, so if you're looking for Distress Oxide sprays, definitely check them out. I'll link them in the description box down below so you can check the shop out. And then once that was done, I took the same Distress Oxide spray and added some splatter. So I just took off the nozzle and tapped it with my finger to get the splatter. And then I just used paper towel to soak up the excess ink through that. I didn't prepare my cardstock at all with gesso. I just sprayed directly on it. There was some seepage through the paper, but it wasn't terrible. And with the water, if you keep that application light, you won't need to apply gesso to your layout either. You can if you want, but I didn't. So this layout is pretty well nearing completion. I'm just adding a couple of Tim Holtz phrase stickers. I do, in the end, actually mat them to some white cardstock and then trim those out as well, and then attach them to the layout. I will use some liquid glue to attach them, and I think I add some foam squares that I cut in half to the portions that hang off of the embellishments, just to provide a little bit more stability. With that, this layout is complete. I'm just going to add the date with my roller date stamp in black ink, and that's it. This layout came together really quickly and was a lot of fun to create. I hope this layout inspired you, and I hope it gives you some ideas for your own pandemic scrapbooking. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and a like. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you're just dropping by for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. I do post regularly, meaning pretty well every day. And I really enjoy crafting and sharing it with you. So once again, thank you for joining me here on my channel, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Here is the close-ups. Feel free to stick around for those, and enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.